What happened to us? So today I want us to talk about you, all of you, watching this video, and all the people who might not watch it either, and the state of the community all of us are a part of. I'm convinced that this community will never change, and it's just sad to see. Would I like it to change? Yes, of course I would. But unfortunately, I just doubt it will ever happen at this point. So we're gonna go over the biggest issue in the community that we have had for years, but somehow has gotten worse. And it's what I like to call the hive mind mentality. You see, this is essentially where you have a group of people that all have almost the exact same opinion, and when anyone challenges that opinion, they get royally upset and close-minded. And that you see, the zombies community is a very special place, where there isn't just one hive mind, we have two. And it makes it especially hard to voice any nuanced opinion, because if you do, both are going to get royally upset. Now you're probably asking me, well, what are the two big hive minds in the community? And I'll answer that. So we have the classic zombies enjoyers who think every new game or mechanic is just completely garbage, just because it's not what we had before. Then we have the modern zombies enjoyers who overglaze the hell out of the modern games and think the older games are worse because we're on a quote-unquote new era. And what this does is almost completely erase any ounce of nuance in this entire community. And for example, I'm going to talk about it from a content creator standpoint. So you have me, right? Now I want to make a video reviewing Black Ops 6 or something. Now me being me, I'm going to analyze the game extremely. I'll go over positives and negatives and whatever. Now if I say BO6 does literally anything better than BO3 for the most part, or the older games, like let's just say, like if I say that armor is better than the shield, I'm going to piss off the classic zombies enjoyers who will call me a COD shill and say I'm on Activision's payroll or something. Then let's say I state later on that score streaks are a plague that ruins high rounds and mark that as a negative for the game. I won't get degraded because it's actually a bit different. Instead, what they decide to do is come to a never-ending defense on quite literally every single design decision Treyarch makes, and won't even try to understand what I'm critiquing or why. So in this scenario, it makes it absolutely ridiculous from a content creator standpoint, because I'm gonna upset the classic zombies enjoyers, they're gonna dislike and say some garbage in my comments, and then I'll also be hearing it from the modern zombies enjoyers who will also dislike the video and comment some garbage as well. And at this point, I'd like to ask you, the viewer, what would you even do in this scenario? I'm serious, like what would you do? And the majority of you probably don't even have an answer to that. And it's just gotten to a point where I don't even care. I say what I want to say, and I'll throw whatever opinion I want out there at this point, because if there's no winning regardless, I'd rather get a dislike or an unsub or a dumb comment or all three than sell my soul to appeal to either one of these two groups. Because regardless, I'm very damn fair to this game. Like, I don't walk in my room and load up Black Ops 6 just to hate on it, or to just get on my knees for these devs, because in reality for me, and for some others as well, we're somewhere in the middle. This game does great things, but also has some terrible game design decisions that completely bog it down. It's why it's a 7 out of 10 for me, and I don't think that will ever change. But these two groups don't really like that type of opinion. It's pure extremism and it's ridiculous. Not to mention how completely hostile they are to each other on a daily basis, like it's insane. These two groups genuinely want the other group to just go away. And honestly, this hasn't changed since before launch. The only difference is that we have the game now and that's it. Like, this problem hasn't gotten any better, and it leads to me seeing the most ridiculous things ever. Like this comment. Why would you want this game to fail and be bad? Nobody gets anything out of that except for tons of people feeling like they wasted their money on a bad product. Like, I don't understand this type of comment where we want this to fail because it's not classic. Either way, it's just ridiculous. And this doesn't even fully apply to the games as well. It also applies to fan bases. It's gotten to a point people can't even handle me openly disagreeing with their favorite zombies YouTuber because they're just that immature. Keep in mind that I quite literally have only mentioned Milo 3 times, and 2 of those times the video hasn't even about him. I haven't been mean to him or anything. I quite literally have just disagreed with him, and I poke fun at him sometimes for comedic purposes, but I don't insult him. Like, I don't understand how people take me disagreeing with him as me attacking him. Like, it's ridiculous. And these people instead decide to try and come after me instead of trying to participate in the actual conversation. And for note, I don't include Milo in some of these videos just to make fun of him and make him look stupid or something. It's literally just because he's the only other person that covers these types of topics, and a lot of the time he represents the other side of the coin. I disagree with him, yes, but I will show you his argument to freshen the conversation because I don't like to just hide in my own bias. I think it's interesting to show other people's beliefs or ideas whether I disagree with them or not. But when I disagree with Milo or other YouTubers, people just take it as an attack when that's not the purpose. They just blindly believe what their favorite YouTuber says, and when someone challenges that, they can't handle it. Like, I'm convinced that the majority of the people in this community are 13-year-old kids, because that's the only way I'll understand how immature people in this community are. So I ask you, how is this community supposed to get anywhere if people won't even try to come to an understanding on things? And this transfers to Treyarch as well, because regardless of what Treyarch do, they're gonna piss people off, because this community tries to pull them in so many different directions they don't know what to do with. It's why they pay more attention to statistics than anything else, because that's the only confident way they feel to actually develop the game. And so this is my last ditch effort to at least try to convince some of you to partake in the conversation and to at least try to come to an understanding, because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. But regardless, I'm never not going to give my full honest opinion on anything, and if you can't handle that, then you could leave, because I'm not going to change to sell out in any group in this community, or even Activision at that rate. And I really do strongly encourage all of you to just do the same, especially people on the content creator side. And at least when it comes to my channel, that is something you can be confident in. Another thing I'd like to talk about that I openly hate with all my heart and soul, that has nothing to do with the earlier topic, is speedrun reaction content. This shit is a genuine plague. The only person that does these reactions actually pretty decently is Milo, because he'll talk about other things while watching it. But even then, you could just do that in a different video outside of this reaction. Regardless, he at least tries and does add some type of value on top of the speedrun footage itself. However, I can't say the same for these two, where they literally just play the footage and talk like they're fucking Sniper Wolf.
Oh, whoa! She can do a flip too? That's crazy!
Just explaining and saying what we are already seeing with our own eyeballs. Like, I'm not a fetus. I can see what's on the screen. I mean, come on, Noah, 3 times in a row, and all these thumbnails are the exact same thing with him creaming on the screen. Like, it's ridiculous. Lex is the worst, though. It's gotten so ungodly bad with Lex that people have made entire videos making fun of his reactions.
But I mean, it's just really cool to see such an amount of difference between the mega runs and the any percent runs. Here we go. Bo got at 4 minute 45. Pretty interesting for his lightning bow upgrade. I mean, this is beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait to see that wisp skip. So that's the interesting part about raindrops, right? Like, because you do get that fire sale, it gives you that chance to get better weapons than the KRM out of the box, which really, I think, are just the Brecci and the Haymaker. I don't think there's really anything better than the KRM other than the other shotguns. I mean, unless you want to go for Helion Salvo.
Are you serious? Helion Salvo. I had no idea we were playing Black Ops 4, Lex. Like, are you kidding me? This is how bad this plague has gotten. I mean, come on, we can't come up with any other ideas. We just need to pump out this slot because we're just that lazy. The fact that these get so many views as well is just so sad to me. Like, when did the zombies community lose all its standards? This is another trend I really want to come to an end, because it's just slop preying on other people's hard work. And I'm not saying I want a hive mind as well. I don't want my own hive mind. I want other opinions in my comments or whatever. The people disagreeing with me, I'm not having an issue with. It's these two extremist group that cause so many issues in this community, and it feels like no matter what I do or what others do, there's no winning in that scenario. And I hope all of you can watch this video and look back and try to be just a little bit more open-minded, because that's more of what we need. But anyway, I hope the community can do better in the future, but I seriously doubt it at this point. Anyway, bye.